Well, hello, my friends. It's Crystal from the Angels and Beyond. How are you doing? So I've been getting this channeled song as I'm trying to record this. I'm getting this. All I keep getting is, I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. So maybe somebody's going to call you just to tell you how much they love you, how much they care about you, whether it's family, friend, or that special someone. You know, it is the weekend time. It's springtime. This is a song that just popped in. Do the Humpty Hump. Do the Humpty Hump. So, yeah, it's very musical in my head this morning. There's lots of lots of music coming in, lots of bird activity happening. And I was getting, oh my God. Oh, Spirit, you're so amazing. So I had a channeled, or I was just looking at a card, okay? I was just looking at a card from a tarot deck that I was thinking of getting. And the card that was on there, it was Phoenix Judgment. And I'm like, how do you interpret that card? Just intuitively, how do you interpret the card? And I got this fucking wicked download, and I was like, oh my God, like I'm not even recording any of this. So I decided to pop on camera and see if I can get back some of the message that I got, because it was really it was good. Pardon. So it's a phoenix on there. It's just a picture of the phoenix. And I'm just trying to think like how to interpret it. And one of the messages was like, judgment has been called in your life, right? You may have been going in a certain direction. You may have been living your life in one way. And Spirit's like, no, you have a higher calling on your life. You have a bigger purpose than what you are even giving yourself credit for. So we are saying nope. And to some, that might have looked like a complete destruction of your life. That might have been burning your life to the ground, like losing a shit ton of people to the point where your whole life you kind of don't really recognize, because you're not really, like you don't recognize who these people are, because they're so very different and very distant from who maybe you connected with before, like the people that you had in your life before. You connected in a different way, but as you have seen life from a different perspective, because again, we are not better than anybody else. We just see life through a different lens. And when those rose-colored glasses come off, when the veil is removed, it's not always pretty to look at, because you realize you're not living your life authentically, maybe, or in real, like you're not really being true to who you really are. You realize that maybe I was surrounding myself with people that were not taking me in the best direction, and then you start to pull back. And so with the process of pulling back, with the process of having your whole kind of life as you know it crumble, burn to the ground, essentially, could figuratively or metaphorically speaking, your life falling to the ground is what allows you to rise like the phoenix, because you had to destroy everything that you knew, undo the programming, remove because again, when you're living one way and you realize that that's actually not the path that I'm meant to be on, and you realize the people that you surrounded yourself with aren't really meant to be on this next leg of your journey. And again, it's nothing bad about them. We're just not in the same place. And it's it's giving yourself the grace to say, this isn't for me. It's removing yourself from these people with love. And sometimes maybe it erupted and exploded, and maybe you couldn't at the time move from a perspective that is more open and loving. But whether you see the person or not, if something, you know, happened and your relationship imploded, like, just the intention, you can even write the person a letter. You do not have to send it. You can write it, you can burn it, you can put it away, but just get it out on paper, or just get it out of you so that you can move forward, because now you see life from a different perspective, right? And yes, so all of this about this phoenix. So the process of the destructive phase, it does allow you, it's like a death rebirth process. The ending of the old allows you to open yourself up to something new, something more aligned with you, to people that are actually meant to be in your life. So it opens yourself up to people coming into your life, to people that are actually aligned with your mission. And sometimes spirit calls judgment and is like, nah, you cannot be with these same people. We are going to remove them. We've been giving you signs. We've been letting you know, like, they're not for you. You need to remove yourself. And sometimes when those warnings are not heeded, and you stop listening to those niggles and those intuitive nudges that say, like, actually, maybe this isn't really for me anymore. Then sometimes spirit will be like, order, throw down their gavel. No, it's time to move forward. It's time to let go of this, and we're going to shake it up. And so you may have had that moment in your life, or maybe you're going to go through that process, or starting to go through that process, where things are being shaken up. And there's no denying that something new is coming in for you. Because again, you're worthy of amazing opportunities, and you're worthy of love, and you're worthy of luxury. You're worthy of your divine inheritance, is what I'm hearing. See fairy tale, and I just hear fairy tale love. Like, you're worthy of a fairy tale love. It's not far-fetched. We've been told one thing about love, and even the point of, like, holding on to somebody and holding on to a relationship. Sorry, there's a dog fur. Holding on to a relationship or friendships that are past kind of their expiration date. Like, you have outgrown each other, right? Like, if you guys are, and sometimes that's what happens, right? And it's no fault to anybody. It's just, you're meant to journey together like this, living your lives, hanging out together. And then sometimes it's time to go like this, and you part ways, and that's okay. And then sometimes your paths will cross again, and then you go away again, and then sometimes your paths will cross again, and that's just life. And if we kind of started to understand more, like, we stopped really holding on so tight to the people, and understand that what is for you will, like, you can't hold on to something so tightly. You have to let it go. And if they're meant to come back, they will come back, right? But love is, like, unconditional love is allowing that person to go on their own journey, go on their own path. And if you're meant to come back in each other's lives, then that's what's meant to happen. And if you're not, then you trust that it was best for both of you. And when we get so caught up and so angry in how it should have lasted and it should have worked and why it didn't go this way, like, we have to understand that there are lessons. Some people are here in our lives for a season, and some people are here for a reason, and some people are here for a lifetime. And even the lifetime, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a whole entire life together. Sometimes, again, you are in each other's lives for a good period, and then you guys go your separate ways, and then you come back together again, and then you go your separate ways. Like that is life. And if you've had friends that where you can go years without speaking, and then you come back and it's like you never like you come back together, and it's like you don't skip a beat. Like you just pick up wow, I cannot speak. You pick up where you left off. Why can't I speak? Ooh. So the whole oh my God. It all started with Phoenix. So we're rising from the ashes. We're rising from the ashes. But sometimes that does take destruction. Sometimes there are, parts in your life where you do have to have your whole life burned to the ground. But then you rise up. You can have multiple Phoenix rising moments in your life. It doesn't have to be just one moment, like one and done. Like, the fuck? So, wow. All that for the judgment card. So judgment has been called, and you are having this Phoenix rising moment. Yeah. So from that, I pulled some energy cards, and the first card that got out, Angel of Strength. So you, again, are just, she's wearing white. So you purified yourself in the process of this destructive phase. You have purified your vessel. You have purified your life. You have purified yourself so that you can come up stronger. You have the fierceness of a lion, but you've got the purity of an angel. Maybe you are an earth angel. There was a card. Oh, the card that fell on the ground is Happy Family. Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Yes, I'm totally wearing my jammies still. So, Angel of Strength. It takes a lot of strength to be able to rise up, because some people don't have the resilience. Some people don't have the strength to be able to pull themselves out of such a dark space, because every dark space gives you the opportunity to either rise or you can crumble with the ashes. Like that's up to you. That's something that you need to harness from within. And so if you do garner the strength, if you do harness your strength and resilience, then what you're walking into is so much happiness. There is a rainbow after that storm. You've got yin yang. You've got balance. The scales needed to be balanced. Things were off kilter for so long that Spirit said enough. You are worthy of a balanced life, and you can't keep, like, if you're running on empty, right? You're running from a deficit. You can't sustain that. That's not sustainable. There has to be balance. So things sometimes go teeter-totter before they finally find their true balance, their true equal point. Oh, Lord have mercy. How does love sneak in here? How does love sneak in here? So you got happy family. And then what is this? A man holding a heart. So whether it is love or another masculine figure coming in to offer you this cup of love, there are also butterflies. Is that a butterfly or is it just the leaves? I saw a butterfly, but maybe it isn't. But butterflies to me represent transformation. So you have done this, gone through this, like even like the phoenix, right? The butterfly. I keep seeing the word chrysalis as well. It's so interesting because the captions like to change my name from Crystal to Chrysalis. And to me, that's also very symbolic because if you look at the process interrupted. So, but if you look at the butterfly, it has to break down and it turns into a pile of goo while it is in its chrysalis. And then it eventually emerges once the transformation process has happened, but it's not pretty. It's not easy. It's not without pain. It's not without pain. Just like the birthing process is not painless. Like, I've had 2 babies myself. It was not pain-free. Even when I had drugs, it was not pain-free. So, but out on the other side of that is you've birthed your creation. You're birthing a new life. You are rising. You've got your wings now. The person you were before was stuck on the ground. They were limited. Now the person that you have become, the person that you have grown into is not limited, is an unlimited soul, an unlimited being, because that's who you are. You've got your own wings that are going to carry you. You've grown them yourself. Ooh, as I feel my own right now. So the 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron. So maybe Archangel Metatron wants to work with you as well. That's your 3rd eye. So very much aware, very much in tune, connected to source. You can see through things. And you know, the process of destruction did help you, again, healer of ages, it helped you to heal yourself. It helped you to transform into I just felt my heart space, like it just felt like a whole like burst of light. And I looked down and on the card, there's a burst of light as well coming from his heart space. I would say that's Yeshua, or yeah. But you are this healer of ages, and you have come to show the world that they can heal themselves, just as he did, just as he tried to show the abilities that you had within that you can tap into. Interesting. So you've got this cornucopia that's trying to come in as well for you. Because as you let go of everything that no longer serves you, Spirit's like, here, look what you have to pick from. Look at the abundance of variety and such that you have to pick from. And it's beautiful. Number 11. And peeking out here, the angel of love. So you're stepping into a more loving place and a more loving era in your life where maybe before, you saw what wasn't love to you, and now you're welcoming and you're able to, you've allowed yourself to release those things and those people and those thought patterns that don't align with love, with that don't align to your truth. But it's time to welcome it back, right? It's time to speak our truth. It's time to take action. You got the thinking man and thinking woman. So together, the masculine and the feminine, what the heck? The masculine and the feminine together are coming with their thinking caps on, with their thinking caps. They're not just thinking from here. They're also it's coming from a place, from a heart-centered space as well, right? You're bringing love into it. You're not just using your logical mind. You're also using your intuitive guidance. You're being guided, right? Spirit is guiding this whole process. So it's time to move forward. It's time to rise from the ashes, because yeah, you've got adjacent possibility. New possibilities are here. New doors are opening up for you. New doors are opening up for you because you've allowed yourself to not get, well, my phone died, so then it ended. It ended abruptly. But you didn't allow the destructive process, the destruction, to keep you down. You had to decide. You were the one that decided, I am going to, and I'm getting tingles. I'm going to heal. You took that process seriously. And now what is going to be coming in is luck. Good luck, abundance. You've got a pot of gold. You've got sunflowers. You've got dragonflies, ladybugs. You've got a fucking crown on your damn head. Okay. You have a black cat, which is again connected to the spiritual realm. You're very tuned in. Okay. You are connected to source. You're connected to other realms. You finally allowed yourself to see yourself for who you truly are. Love. That's the second time love. That's the second deck talking about love. So you are love. And it's time to receive it too. Any other messages? Because this is long. By taking the time to work on your own well-being, you've allowed Mother Earth, like you may have been tapping it, you had a very strong desire to really connect to Mother Earth and Gaia, really connecting with the trees, your plants, the water, maybe flowers. But I see also there's a whole shit ton of butterflies in here, as well as stars. You are a star. You are becoming your brilliant self, your embodied self. You are this light worker, this way shower. You are a star seed. You're here to shine. And it's been a hard process, the process to become that beautiful butterfly, the process to, the process to reconcile with yourself. And even you might be bringing in, like, this also might be a time of reconciliation with somebody that you're meant to, again, grow with and evolve with, because you both have gone through that process in your own individual ways. You may have been in each other's lives before, and then life took you in a different direction where you both had to learn and grow, and you had to learn your own lessons, and you had to go through your own process just as they did. But that's what happened, and spirit guided it all. Everything was guided, you guys. Everything was guided. I even know for myself, like, any way that I move, it's intentional, whether people see it or not. Like, it really is. It's intentional because I'm very aware. And so, yeah, you had to reconcile both aspects of yourself, the light and the dark aspects of yourself. But you are a whole being, right? You are both whole, coming back together, reconciling, creating fucking magic. Do you remember, I don't know about you. Did you ever have like an electric touch? Like, you could touch and you could feel the electricity moving through each of your body, like through your you could just feel the electricity moving through you. That's how electric your touch is, right? There's no denying, as much as you maybe tried to before. I'm hearing Tupac in my head right now. You had to trust. You had to trust in your own abilities. You had to trust that you had your own wings. Even if you didn't see them, even if you didn't feel them, they were there. And the process of going through that phoenix rising, that process of transforming and coming out of that chrysalis, that hermit mode, now realizing, like, actually, I'm good. I'm good. Strength, that's the second deck. You're so strong. You're so beautiful. Holy shit. You are so empowering. You're showing people through your just living your life, through working on your own shit, by sharing. You don't even know how empowering that is to somebody else, to find their own light, to find their own strength, to fight another day. Because sometimes it can get really dark. Sometimes our only guiding light is the moon. It might be just a sliver, but you are guided the whole time. And you're going to step into, as this healer, as this leader, you're going to step in this place where you're going to be empowering others to live their best lives. Because no matter how hard it got for you, you still got up every day. You still carried on. You still showed up. And you still showed up with your heart open. Even when you didn't know why. The answers are coming. There are new, oh my God. There are new beginnings coming. They're here for you. It's time for you to walk through the door. It's not coming. It's here for you. It's aligning with your life purpose that might be involving a new home, a home change. You might be wanting to live in the woods, surrounded by nature. You know, I want to be. I was telling my daughter I want to be like a real life Snow White, where I have, you know, squirrels and a pet crow. She thinks I'm crazy, but I totally think it could happen. But Spirit is guiding this whole time. I'm fucking done because the next card is family. That's the second time. There's so much emphasis. God is, ooh, Spirit is seriously speaking. It's time. It's time for your family. It's time for you to build a family, whatever that means to you, whether it's a soul family coming together or you're creating an actual family, like birthing a new generation. But it's time for happiness. And I see all these full moons. There's a full moon. When is the full moon? I want to say the 7th, but I'll double check that. I think it's also a pink moon. One sec. Okay, so it's actually on April 5th/6th, like depending on where you are in the world. But it's a pink full moon. It's in the sign of Libra, which is about, balancing the scales of justice. So, ooh, I feel like it's just very significant because it's oh my God, like the full moon is so, so prevalent in these cards. Like behind her is a moon. So, what? So prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for the scales to be balanced. Answers are coming in. Walk into new beginnings. Okay, you're ready. You prepared for many lifetimes for this big shift. Things are shifting at an accelerated rate. Like there's no going back. It's time to move forward. It's time to step into your purpose. It's time to use those trials and tribulations and turn them into something that is, again, going to empower others to harness their own strength. So I hope you have a fantastic day, evening, or night, whatever the fuck time you're watching this. Until next time, many blessings. Mwah.